For a long time, I didn't identify as gay. I just happened to fall in love with a woman. I said, I really am not gay. It was just that person. Until I fell in love again. Elaine and I met at a family event, and she moved me. Just her spirit. She's very laid back, and I'm a little high-strung.
She doesn't like tell people her job first, you know, or her accomplishments. They like figure it out later. They just really think she's nice, and that's, you know, that's what drew me to her.
I'm the first Black person to teach in the sociology program at Columbia University. And my university in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences at Columbia has never tenured a Black woman. So I'd say that there are battles that are still left to fight.
I think that Mignon's influence as a lesbian in this world is quite interesting because she sort of announces her sexuality as part of a whole package.
Because it's not often that we get to hear your voice.
Mignon's research on what she calls invisible families, lesbian families amongst women of color, from elite wealthy women to working class and poor women. It's one of those rare projects that is both intellectually important and timely.
If you had to rank your identities, which identity would you say is most important to you? Your identity as a Black person, as a woman, or as a lesbian?
This is how I dress. And so the first thing they see is they look at me, okay, I'm gonna flatter myself. You see a beautiful Black woman and the clothes that I wear, so it's like they're probably trying to figure out, what's going on. And so I think my sexuality comes into play first.
Well, I think woman and Black goes hand in hand. I think those are like the issues that I deal with most. My sexuality, me being a lesbian, I would say that's third, definitely third, or second, because I think the other two would be first.
Unlike the two of you, I can't rank them. I don't think, I can't, and I don't think I would. I wouldn't rank any part of me because this is who I am, all three. Love women, I'm not trying to hide it, so all of me pretty much comes to the table or it doesn't come at all.
In doing this kind of work, it requires me to expose myself in many different ways. But I felt it was necessary because these women's lives have been invisible in so many arenas. They've been invisible in Black communities, they've been invisible in gay communities, even in lesbian communities.
We don't have, unfortunately, a lot of people who will go out on the limb to do studies and to really investigate and research our communities and to share their ideas and to bring people together in the community and to get them to network with one another and get to know each other's cultures.
On Monday nights, I do a women's lounge party with my partner, Elaine, who's the DJ. There was a need for something like this, a space where you could come and hang out with other Black and Latina people.
It's a place for us to come together, and we get to share things with one another, and we get to see that, we're not in this by ourselves.
It's been difficult for my mom to accept my relationship with Elaine because it's not what she wanted for me. And I think part of her is still hoping that I'll marry a man.
Mignon was the pretty little girl with the pretty little skirts and the lace socks, and she had all the boyfriends, and never, ever in my mind did I ever think that she would be gay. And if she was not like that, I would be a whole lot happier. If she was had a husband and 3 or 4 kids, it would make me happier. But she's my daughter, and I will love her regardless. It's your child, you know? How could you turn your back on your own child?
You mentioned twice your experience of being homeless, and you tied it to your experience of being gay, and I was wondering if you could say a little bit more about that.
I didn't come out by choice. My ex kind of outed me. So when I came home from school, my mom kind of, you know, had a bit of a problem with that. And, you know, we kind of had a back and forth argument about it, and pretty much left one day and came back and all the locks were changed, and I didn't have anything in my pocket because everything was inside, and none of my family would pretty much open their door for me. And so actually stayed down between Washington Square and Chelsea Piers for a while.
I have a kind of broad hope for this work in the sense that it will shift the camera to Black women, Black American women, Caribbean women who are gay, to first acknowledge that they exist and they have families. One thing that has made a big difference is receiving a Visiting Scholar Award from the Russell Sage Foundation. It's a very prestigious award. It validated my work, and it made me a visible scholar.
I think that the obstacles that Mignon may face are not so obvious and apparent at first. We are in an institution that prides itself and wants to be a very progressive institution, and so there aren't obvious homophobic or racist obstacles. They're much more subtle. They're the kind that often can be even more insidious because they might make you question yourself. I think that society at large has not seen someone like Mignon. I really do think that her options are limitless.
Like, I think she's gonna be a star in something. I mean, she just needs a little more confidence. I don't know what she's gonna be famous at, but it's gonna be something good.
I'm very confident about some things, and I have lots of insecurities about other things. And I've found a community that accepts me, and my family accepts me, and that's what matters, and that's what makes me feel confident walking out the door and looking at whatever challenges lay ahead.